We're live and we have one whole viewer right now. But
Oh, there we go.
there's lots of people. Okay, so hi everyone. I'm so glad everyone wants to watch a live on a Monday afternoon. My name is Kristi from Unstack Substack, and I'm seeing a lot of the names pop up in the chat here. So I know a lot of you know me, and yeah, I'm going to let Adrienne introduce herself. We're both kind of in the similar vein of helping people get set up and working properly on their Substacks. So this is Adrienne, and she can introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Adrienne, and I am with the Substack coach community on Substack. And yeah, I do tutorials and written posts and things like that, and work with people on getting their Substack set up. Um,
Yes.
so happy to
Okay.
take
So yeah.
questions today and have fun. It's nice to
Yeah,
skip a Monday afternoon of work.
I know. I totally agree. This is a great idea for a Monday, even though Mondays are typically my busiest day. Um, but yeah, so I think we kind of agreed that we're going to allow questions in the chat. I'm going to try and stay on top of them. And we just discovered that we can screen share throughout this live. So, and hopefully we don't mess anything up because that was a brand new discovery just 10 minutes ago. So yeah, if you have any Substack questions that you would like us to try and answer, put them in the chat. I'm going to try and stay on top of them. And Adrienne can screen share and we can run through showing you some of the tech stuff and hopefully it works. So does anyone have any Substack questions? Watch nobody ask a question now.
Yeah, while we're waiting, did you know, Christy, that you can make a drop-down menu on the nav bar now?
That was a huge thing. I went live. Do you know Nan Tepper?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so Nan
love
and
it.
I went live on Friday last
Okay.
week, and that was kind of her accidental discovery, and so now I have to make a tutorial video about it because I want everyone to know.
Yeah, I just accidentally discovered it on Saturday myself while I was messing with something, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it looks like I can drag this over top of the other item. What happens?" And it was like, "Drop-down menu." I'm like,
Yes, I know, it was, like, magical,
Yeah.
so yeah, for those who don't know, I haven't made a video on how to do it yet, and I don't know if you have, Adrian, but
Not yet. No,
we
I just
can
did it.
make drop-down menus in our navigation bar links now, so as you would on a real blog, um, we can do that now, which is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna mess around with that as well and see, if I can come up with a use for it. I don't know that I actually would use that yet, but, I mean, I can think of lots of publications that would want to.
Yeah. I did
Yeah,
it as like so I have an essays because you can title the drop down whatever
yeah.
you want. So I did essays and then I have a drop down that goes to all the tags that I tag my writing with.
Oh, brilliant
So,
use. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so we can use tags. Oh, yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to play with it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Jeff Long is gasping, so I assume that's news to you as well, Jeff. That's amazing. Um, it's so funny. I want people to now that we're ready to answer questions, nobody's asking any questions
Yeah, maybe everyone's typing like mad and we'll suddenly have like 50 questions in the chat to
all at once.
filter.
Or maybe Substack is malfunctioning right now and none of them are coming through.
Yeah. Yes, that would be a good use for it. Knowledge base FAQ.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I'm gonna try and make a video tutorial of that and then I'll post it in my video vault.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Coach Sean, you came in middle of that statement. What Adrian had just said, we both kind of very recently discovered that now we can make drop-down menus in our navigation bar. So if you have a nav bar link, we can create a drop-down now. Um, do you want to
Yeah, if we don't
demonstrate
have
that?
questions coming in, I could totally demonstrate. Sure.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
do that. Let's see if we
pull
can.
up my Substack in the background.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so glad you're going to share the screen.
Yeah.
We'd probably both get cut off if I tried it. In the meantime,
Okay.
while Adrian's digging that up,
Yeah.
if anybody has any other Substack questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll try and address them as we go here. Okay. So this is her
I just realized
Substack.
I'm in the wrong tab. Okay. So I'm on my Substack. This is Substack Coach Community. And I'm going to click on the settings and then website on the left side menu. And what I can do here is anything that's in my site, I can click and drag and drop it over something else. So this is my navigation bar items.
Yeah.
So first I have to add all the items to the navigation bar. Then I can grab this, drag it over top of the other item, enter a group title like, let's do paid benefits, for example. That's something that I notice a lot of people have issues with is their paid people can't find what they're supposed to have. And then I can drag other items into that, like so. And I
And
can reorder them. And then if I go to the actual site, it should hopefully pull up. No, it's not going to pull up. I have to do it right in this tab, sorry.
yeah, that's why I made you do the sharings. Oh, there it is, paid benefits.
So now here's the now we get to see ourselves
In the worst
paid benefits,
faces.
and there's the drop down menu of that.
That's so great. Like, I really wanna play around with that now.
Let's go back to dashboard here. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
How do you recommend experimenting with which category to choose? Okay. Yes.
tech, education, business, or philosophy.
Oh,
That's an interesting question because I don't know how much those categories impact anything with your Substack. Substack categories aren't that robust. Like, they don't have very many, and I find they're not very robust. Like, everything I've ever written fits into culture,
yeah.
except for my Unstacked Substack. So,
They
I
have,
would
like, they have the subcategories as well, which helps if you look at the subcategories, it helps you to choose which category to pick. And then I've recently discovered that whichever one you put first is the one that you'll hopefully eventually show up as a bestseller in.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's really the only thing that I found. Otherwise, your posts are sorted per post into
yeah,
the different categories.
yeah. I discovered that too. If you become, not a bestseller, but
Mm,
when you're ranking in those
rising
top 100 of the
rising
new,
in, yeah,
yeah, you'll rank in the first category, not the second. And I
yeah,
have experimented with that one before. I've ranked in education for this Substack, and I've ranked in travel for one of my other ones. So whichever one is first is the one that you would rank.
yeah. But as far as search goes, each of your posts that you write, each article, video, whatever it is, that's what matters for the Substack search or how people will come across your content.
Mhm.
When they're browsing in the Explore tab. Mary, my apologies for flipping through that really quickly there. Um, there will be a replay as well. Like probably both of us will post the replay on our site. So
Yeah. And also, I noticed, when you were sharing the screen, it was a little bit jumpy. So,
okay, we'll get
yeah, so
the
not perfect. So, Mary, when the replay comes out on either one of our Substacks, hopefully it will display better. I find that sometimes with my Zoom tutorials too, like the mouse jumps around
yeah,
a lot, so you have to go a little bit slower.
yeah.
Um, okay. Does anyone else have any Substack questions? For those who are jumping on just now, we are opening the comments here to questions. If you have Substack questions, type them in and we will do our best to answer. Joy, you mentioned tags. I thought we weren't really supposed to use them, did they? For post tags, those are used for organization and categorizing. Yes.
Yeah,
We were talking about the main Substack tags. So, in your dashboard where you can pick 2 kind of categories. Is that what you were referring to, Adrienne?
Yeah, so we were talking about the categories in the previous question. We did
Mhm.
mention tags when we were talking about the navigation bar, and you don't want to use them as though they're hashtags and searchable because
Yeah.
they're not, but they're like categorization within your Substack. And yes, you can totally go back into old posts and add category tags if you choose, say, a half dozen of them that you want to categorize your posts in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you would just go into your post setting or go into the post and then click on edit to edit the post and then go into the post settings and that's where you can add or remove or change your tags there for each
yeah.
post. Uh
You wanna talk about that stupid new header graphic?
uh that's a major problem and everybody seems to be a little bit upset that Substack changed that. So they just changed on your profile. We used to be able to have a customized header banner graphic. They recently, like last week, took that away. And so now the only way to customize what shows up there is if you have more than one publication. Under your profile, you can choose which word mark appears there, but otherwise, no. We cannot customize our profile banner images anymore. And that's very, very, very sad. And I can't remember who said, I think it was maybe Claire or maybe it was Nan contacted someone at Substack and they said they have no intention of changing it back
Ugh, why would they
at
do
this time.
that? Ugh,
I don't know because to me, my profile is me as a person, not a publication, and so I
yeah,
wanted something personalized there.
yeah.
So,
Or
yeah.
at least the option to shut it off. But
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
trash it on the profile page, you trash it on your publication because it's where it's pulling from is your word mark,
Your word mark. Yeah,
right? So if you yeah, and I played with that myself trying to get rid of it, but no
you
go.
can't. Yeah. To the question that just popped up, can we customize the homepage? The answer is yes, highly customizable, but it's
Oh, wait, though. It
what?
customized the homepage on your homepage for your publication or Substack's homepage when you go to
Oh,
substack.com,
okay,
because
good way good,
can
yeah, to
you yeah,
differentiate
can
that.
you rephrase that if you're asking about your own homepage? Because you have lots of options there, but you can't do anything with substack.com.
So, yeah, if you could
So,
specify what you meant, like your own homepage, if that's what you're referring to, then we can answer that better.
yeah,
Oh, okay, and the next one, I have a header graphic, but it's also showing up as
yeah,
any graph. Yeah, so that's what we were talking about. We
yeah, it's
used to
not
be able to
editable.
yeah, we used to be able to customize the header on our profiles, but not anymore. Now it's just pulling from your word mark on your publication, unfortunately,
Yeah,
and we can't change that. Um,
yeah, and there's no way to hide that right now. If you delete it from your profile, you're also deleting it from your publication. So,
which is
yeah,
terrible.
it is terrible.
It's a terrible option. Everybody's not happy about that.
So,
Um,
if you're talking about your personal publication homepage to customize it, do you want me to show that maybe?
sure, like you can show where they can find it.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's a very robust question though, because like customizing your publication homepage is like an entire it's huge.
yeah.
Bob,
So on the left
I was just gonna say,
side
Bob,
menu
you came to
sorry.
my last live and saying the same thing about the Fourth Amendment. We are Canadian, so we don't know what your Fourth Amendment is. Okay, go ahead, Adrian.
On the, Substack dashboard of your publication on the left side menu, if you scroll to the bottom, almost the bottom, there's a website editor, and this is how you customize the homepage of your site.
There you go.
There I won't go into all of it. I'm sure Kristi has a tutorial. I also have a tutorial because you could literally sit here for an hour and walk through all the
Yeah,
options, but this is where you find everything.
yeah.
Make sure
It's
that you have a custom theme to start with. If you're in Match Profile, you don't have the ability to customize a homepage. So that's the one setting I would point out is click on Custom Theme on the right here. And once you have that, then you have tons of options for how you
yeah,
want to play with it.
yeah. It is a very big question though, because I've done entire like 90-minute workshops on designing a homepage. So there's a lot in there.
Mm,
But if you have the time and the patience to fiddle around with it, you can do a lot with customizing your homepage. And um, I don't have a full tutorial on it yet, but I am working on one because it's a big piece of the pie.
yeah. I have a
um,
recorded workshop on it, and I think, like, 3 different tutorials on different parts of it because
yeah,
there's just
yeah,
a lot right
yeah.
now. Yeah.
I have a basic one, but I made the tutorial right when they changed it, so I was fumbling around, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm working on a new one.
Yeah,
It's
that's great.
fairly recent that everybody got that option, so, good questions. And anyone else have another Substack question? More Substacky questions. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have fun playing with it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else comes rolling in here. Is there anything while we're waiting for more questions, anything that has popped up on Substack for you recently that you want to touch on?
One thing I've been noticing is a lot of people are starting to use it, not a lot, but I'm starting to get more requests of people using it for like a bigger, more robust content machine. So moving courses, moving like series of like different ways to purchase and using this stream. I saw an article and I do not remember who wrote it on Substack. But someone wrote this really great article on how to go from Substack to so if you want your free subscribers to be able to purchase one-off items without using Gumroad and all the extra things. They go from Substack to Stripe with a button, and then that purchase link in Stripe, once they purchase it, takes them to the website page, their own website page where they can download it, or a custom page in Substack that's only accessible from there, and then they can download the
Yeah.
item. So people
Yeah.
are really starting to use like a lot of background settings and turning their Substack into a really robust
Yeah.
um, hub for all of their different business and content.
Yeah. And it's totally workable. I just last week published in my video vault one for course offerings. Like if you want to use
Okay.
it for
Yeah.
course offerings, how to design a custom page to offer that.
Yeah.
Um, and like you were just describing this person doing, I do the same thing. Like I have pay links on my Substack as
Yeah.
well where they can just buy now. I don't know if you have
I do
that?
that. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
that as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
my
And it
workshops, for example, are a paid subscriber benefit, but if someone wants to join, they can just purchase that one workshop, and
right.
then they
Right.
don't have to get the
Yeah.
membership or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then the pay buttons, I have them linked to my Wave, my accounting system, where they can just purchase one of my packages or whatever right through Substack, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really interesting. It's neat to see how people are using Substack now, even though it's also kind of mind-boggling because Substack started as just a writing platform, and now it's this massive beast, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kinda neat to see what people are doing with it.
Yeah, it is. I recently went through my YouTube tutorials from and was updating some of the descriptions and stuff. And some of them, like, are from when there was just the one page and it had your homepage and your posts and your dashboard right there, and your dashboard it wasn't even dashboard, it was just, like,
Yeah,
it
it was
was it
just your
was
back
just
end.
one page that was your
Yeah,
back end, and that was it, and
yeah,
it was simple, so people ask me, like, "How do you understand all this stuff?" I was like, "Well, when I started, like, for me, it's been added one at a time because I've been on there
same.
for 4 years."
Same.
So I'm not coming into this
Yeah.
new platform that has, like, just blowing your mind with all the
I
stuff.
know. It's huge now, and like I was saying with Nan in our live last week, that's why people like us exist because I have
Yeah,
clients that come on and they say that they feel dumb because they can't figure it out, and I'm like, "Don't feel dumb because it's massive."
yeah,
And if you're just coming in now, it's a lot to learn and a lot to navigate. Like you said, back in the day when we kind of started, it was so much easier. You could basically just log on, create an account, and start writing. It wasn't like this.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Let me ask you if, since we're waiting, if anyone has any questions, type them in the chat and we will address them. Let me ask you then. I don't know if I've asked you this before. What do you think is the most common aha moment when you're working with a client that comes up? I have one, but I'll share mine after.
Um,
Sorry, I put
hmm,
you on the spot there. I know it's
yeah.
hard to think of.
It really depends on what the client is creating,
Mhm.
right?
True.
So for some people, it's the navigation aspect of it. They're like, "Oh, I can do all of this stuff that I needed, like I needed Mighty Networks and a website and this, you know, this and this and this, and now I can move it
Right.
all onto Substack and it's
Yeah.
all in one spot and easy to use." So
Yeah.
that's a big one for people that are creating bigger things.
Mhm.
But for people who are writing, like, commonly I'll have people book, like, one of my 30-minute "just help me fix something" calls, and then within the first 5 minutes, we've gone from the match profile to custom theme
Yeah.
and, like, one other item maybe, and they're like, "Oh, we just fixed everything. I thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
this
yeah.
huge big deal."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But
that match
yeah.
profile, I actually got that from you, to be honest.
Okay.
And that was, like, super helpful because I've had a lot of clients that they've accidentally created that wrong publication, do you know what I mean? And then
Yes.
we have to
Yeah.
go in and fix it all. I think for me, the biggest aha moment working with clients is tags. Like,
Yeah.
I'll log into their dashboard and see they have, like, 500 hashtags and, had no idea that tags are actually categories. So,
Yeah.
I think that's
That's
probably
a
the
big
biggest
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And a couple
Um,
people are new and wondering who we are, but I'm Adrienne with Substack Coach Community.
and I'm Kristi with Unstack Substack, and
Yeah,
we both do similar things. We help Substackers get set up on the platform and, run their publications, and we do kind of back end technical support.
yeah.
Carol, I've worked with Carol before. Is anyone using a custom domain on their Substack? What are the pros and cons? I'm not using a custom domain, but I have written a post about custom domains, Carol, and I can link you to it later because I would say over and above my opinion about using it, the comment section on that post is golden because a lot of people who commented are using them. And so send me a message, Carol, DM so that I don't forget, and I will link you to that post. What about you, Adrienne? Do you have any experience with that?
I have mixed feelings about the custom domain.
Me too.
I'm not like a really experienced SEO person that I know for sure how it works. I think sometimes it can be easier to hand out to people if you're wanting your domain to show up. So if you say, you know, carol.substack.com versus carol.com. Um,
Yeah,
The other thing is that, you can do domain forwarding to your Substack from your domain registrar, and that is a
yeah.
free way to have that effect. It doesn't move the SEO from your .substack.com to your custom domain, but it does make it easier to pass out a domain name.
Yeah, that's what I kind of recommend is forwarding it from your registrar rather than actually installing it on Substack.
Yeah.
Carol, I'm sending you in DM right now the link to that post.
I also don't know, like, one thing I need to research more on, and I'm not like, if something happened to your Substack, let's say you accidentally did bot-like behavior and weren't able to get your Substack reinstated, if you have a custom domain,
What
like,
happens?
how does that work,
I
right?
know,
So,
I know.
that
That's
kind of
kind of the
scares
part about it that scares me. Like,
because
I
you
mean,
yeah,
platforms are platforms, right? So,
mhm.
okay. Rick, this is a really good question. Do you have an example of a new Substack setup that is exceptionally well done? If yes, can you show us and please explain why it sticks out? Do you I wish I could share. Do you Adrienne, since you're sharing, do you wanna pull up my homebody-ish one? Because
Oh, yeah.
only because that one is branded, it's got sections, it's got tags, it's got everything in the nav bar.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to promote it at all.
No,
I
no,
just
that's good, and then I'll show my other Substack too, I like that one too.
okay,
I just
okay.
recently branded and tagged and okay, advanced
Yeah, I set it up very intentionally from the beginning, and it's fairly new.
yeah, I, just give me a sec to find it
Yep,
here. I'm having there was another question, I don't know if you wanna answer that one
sure.
before while I
What do you advise about reasonable ranges for monthly subscriber fees and annual subscription fees? That's so subjective. I mean, Substack's minimum is $5 or 50 a year. There's lots of trains of thought, though. I think if you're teaching things, you can bump up your price a little bit because you're teaching how-to things, and I think that's totally fair. Another train of thought is some people do a super expensive monthly so that their annual looks more attractive. Um, so
yeah,
they're trying
some of
to
that.
encourage people to get the annual rather than just the monthly. Um, there's
And I've
lots of different
seen
trains of thought
yeah.
on that. Go
I've
ahead.
seen vice versa as well, where people don't want to have to commit to an annual that they're gonna be on there for a year doing something, so they
Yeah.
make the annual obscenely expensive and the monthly as cheap as they
Okay.
can. And
Right.
the minimum's 5, but you can actually add a discount on top of that, so it's like
Right.
$3. I don't know why you would, but some people do.
Yeah. I
Um,
know someone who actually does that really well. Robin Wilding. She had so many discount codes set up so you could do $1 a month, $2 a month, $3 a month, but she would have to manually go in and set up those individual
mhm,
discounts.
right.
So yeah, it's very subjective, I think.
Yeah.
Are you
I like
at
to say generally that it's kind of like if you're doing written content, 5 to $8. If you're doing, like, extra video tutorials and content, maybe, like, 8 to 12. If you're doing a membership, depending on what you're offering, like a community style membership where, like, you get together weekly or stuff like that, then maybe you're
okay,
looking at 10 plus. The finance bros tend to do, like I've seen, like, a couple $100, $400 a month, and they're doing great, but they're doing all
very
the
niche
trading
topics.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the train of thought behind that is if you were to go to something like Mighty Networks or whatever, where you can have a closed off membership group, you can charge whatever you want there, and
yeah,
I get it if you have a really robust membership offering.
yeah.
I wouldn't advise, like, $400 a month if you're just a writer.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got these ready here, I'll hold them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Rick, we're showing you homepage designs now. So this is my other publication that I recently set up, and you can see on the navigation bar there, the money room and the revival room are both sections. So this is good use of sections. And the interesting thing about sections is we get that space up top there where there's the blurbs. You can describe what that section is about, and you can even give it a custom logo so you can see that graphic at the top right there. Yeah. So sections can have custom logos.
And you
Um,
can pin in the section, so you can pin the top post if you want.
yeah, and you can also use a grid layout as opposed to a list. I just don't have that many posts yet, so I haven't switched it. And then the one where it says home away, that's a tag I'm using for posts I write about home away. Um, and so the tags can also be used in your navigation bar as a way to categorize your that's our biggest point here is tags and categorizing. So that's a tag. And so that's the tag summary page. All posts tagged with home away would appear on this page. And the Antisocial Arts Fund, that's a custom page that I created so that I can list my paid subscribers and links to their Substack. So this is a nice way to use a custom page. You can put in your own custom graphics. And yeah, I just do this as kind of a thank you for people who are paying to highlight their Substacks as well. So the reason I wanted to share this publication for your question, Rick, is because it is set up very intentionally. It's using all the aspects like sections, tags. On the homepage here, I'm categorizing with, if you scroll down a little past recent posts, I've got the Money Room, I've got them grouped on the homepage, and then I've got my Substack Lives grouped on the homepage. So this was one, I mean, I'm not bragging and saying it's exceptionally well done like you were saying, Rick, but it's
Mhm.
set up very intentionally. So hopefully that helps. And then Adrienne said she has her other one to share as well.
Sure, let me see here if I can share this.
I wish we could do likes on people's comments here. Well, that's so pretty. I love how on both your publications you use different color for the header because that actually looks way more like a website.
Yeah, I love the new this is all in that website editor,
Yeah,
bar. This is why we were or tab. This is why we were saying there's so much you can do.
so much.
Um, this one, I just use tags. I used to use sections, and I decided to switch to tags just so I could more easily change things up a bit.
Mhm.
I chose a different layout for the header, so that I have
Okay, right.
just the word mark here without the logo, and then
Yeah.
the little buttons here. This is the one that I use the drop down option for.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah,
So these are my tags to the different things that I write about on this Substack specifically,
brilliant. That's
and
a perfect
actually
example of the drop down.
yeah, that way it's not all strung out across the whole
Yeah,
site, and then I just left one of my tags here because it's a little bit different, it's not really an essay, it's more of deep dives into specific herbs, and
yeah,
then I also have a custom link, so this actually takes people out of Substack to my website
yeah,
with the ability to book a call.
yeah,
So, that's kind of the one thing I noticed is that using the navigation bar, it doesn't matter or sorry, using the drop down menu, it puts it
yeah.
at the end. So it's not inserted in here. Although
Oh,
with my
so
other one, it
it's like the default ones where you can't really move them around?
it seems to be that way, at least with this layout of the header. So,
Oh,
and then I
okay.
have like my pinned hero post.
Oh, and
This
your
is
gray
a
bar is
subscribe.
green? That's so pretty.
Yeah, you can change the color of them, the subscribe banners now, so
Yeah, I think
and
mine is
then
black on my Unstack, page.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I like using the different colors, and then my different tags I also have kind of going down as well.
I
This
love
is
these colors.
also
They're so pretty.
you you were my inspiration, to be honest. I looked at your sites and I was like, "I need to brand my sites because this
Ah!
looks"
Well,
it took
great.
me forever to figure out what I wanted, but,
I love how we both stalk each
um
other.
Yeah. So this is like that what is this called? A module in the homepage layout, so you can add
Yeah,
little things to the side. So I have,
yeah.
like, some links. These are homepage links, and then, yeah,
That's awesome. Jeff
further
just
down,
said,
yeah, so
he wouldn't have thought that's a Substack if you didn't tell him. So, and that's the great thing, Jeff.
Yeah,
Now that we have these homepage design tools, it's fantastic.
yeah, and I love the footers now as well, like, the way
Me
that you can design
too.
footer,
Yeah.
so and the option for the feature layouts, that's great, a
Yeah.
great way to do it, so,
And I think, Jeff, the answer is yes. I was using Canva for my graphics on
same.
Homebody-ish, and yeah,
Yeah,
so, you can design thumbnail images that don't have to be inside the post. You can just upload them as a thumbnail image in your post
that's what
settings.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually unleashing a full tutorial about every single way everything that has to do with graphics and images on Substack. I'm putting
Oh,
together
wow.
that
What is that,
tutorial
like,
now.
6 hours long?
I know. I know, hopefully I'm thinking it might be about 30 minutes, so it'll be a paid
Yeah,
video to access, but there's a lot to know about images,
yeah,
um, and it
that's
can really
funny because
help
I
you
'cause I'm
brand.
planning a Canva, like, do posts for your or do images for your posts in Canva workshop for June, so that's
That's actually perfect because 'cause I'm not touching on the Canva part at all, but
okay.
I'm just touching on more, like, imaging on your Substack, so
Yeah.
maybe that we could link to each other's tutorials.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, yeah, you can rather than having it always have to be the top post image, you can upload it directly into the settings of the post in the,
Yeah.
oh, it's I wanna say SEO
Social
settings, but
preview.
social
It's
preview.
called social preview, and Jeff, it's very well hidden in your post settings because you have to click on this tiny little word that
Cool.
says social preview, and once you click on that, it opens up a spot where you can upload a dedicated image as your thumbnail. So
Yeah,
go into your post settings and look for a little thing called social preview.
and also 1,200 pixels wide by 630 pixels tall is their recommended one. I don't know if you noticed when we were scrolling through my page, but
Your little
just
cutoff.
because it's their recommended, it doesn't mean it actually fits properly, which is
Yeah,
kind of driving
yeah.
me crazy, but
When I'm in Canva for my images, I use the one called Blog Banner. Like Canva has pre-made templates, and so I use the one that's called Blog Banner, and I feel like as long as my text is in the center of the image,
mhm,
I feel like it works fairly well.
yeah, cool.
Mhm. Okay. I feel like I actually feel like we're helping people today. You know? This is really good. Anyone else have any more Substack questions? This is so fun. We could just do live workshops like every month this way. If I could nail down the how to share my screen. Any more Substack questions? Okay. How do you get your banner to spread across the top?
That is the hero post, so it's actually a post, so you have to get the right it's the image that you choose for that post is then and then you choose a media feature layout for the hero section of the homepage in
That's
the
so
website.
complex. Carol, were you talking about like on Adrienne's homepage when she showed it how there was that big wide post like thing at the top, or are you talking about the word mark?
Right, because then, Kristi, you have the word mark that goes across the whole top.
Yeah,
So
and
when
you
you
can
respond that
adjust
way.
the sizing of that in the purple. Okay, so the purple. So she
Oh,
means
okay, that's color.
your top
Yeah.
section there.
Yeah, so
Um,
that one's the header in the homepage layout of the, website editor, and that is just changing that background color, so you can turn on it's a toggle switch in website editor
website
that
editor. Yeah,
that is, turn on custom colors, and then you can say what color you want that top section to be. So mine is that purpley pink color, and then I use a word mark with a transparent background. So it's
yeah,
not an image that I've uploaded, I've just said this is the color I want. So,
yeah. Yeah, so you can change the color of your top banner, Carol, and that's done through the website editor, the homepage design. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have another question? Type it in the comments. This is And I think we're on top of the questions. We haven't missed any, which
Yeah,
is
so
great.
far so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got
To
about
the
5 minutes or so left. I would like to go for the full hour, but I do have to work this afternoon.
Yeah, we do have clients to work for. Mondays are actually my busiest day too.
Yeah,
I can see the
yeah,
sun is moving around my house now, and it looks like
right.
I'm
Now you
going to
have a
heaven
halo.
now.
Yeah, so
Okay.
oh,
Oh,
thank you. I'm glad the YouTube videos are helpful, that's great.
that's
Uh,
awesome. Yeah, I don't do Substack on YouTube. I have another YouTube channel, but it has nothing to do with Substack at all.
right, yeah. I do pretty my tutorials on YouTube are a little bit, I try to keep them brief because it's YouTube.
Yeah,
And so they're not as detailed as what I do on my Substack publication itself.
yeah.
But yeah,
But you're probably using YouTube to bring people to your Substack
yes,
to get the bigger parts.
exactly. Carol, I think that's the title uh A/B testing that you have to have at least 200 subscribers for
Oh, the
to be
headline
effective.
A/B tests. And if that's the case, I have found that the A/B testing isn't very definitive.
Yeah,
Uh,
I tried it once and I was like, "Nah, this wasn't really
yeah,
worthwhile doing."
I tried it 2 or 3 times, and the results were so close all 3 times that it didn't help me at all.
I think people are clicking on if people are reading your posts, they're not reading them because of the headline, they're reading them because it's you, right?
I
And
think so.
they're following you and they want to know what you have to say. And your headline, while you don't want it to come across as extremely boring, it's not doesn't make as much of a difference. Maybe it does in the big news substacks, right? But not so much.
Yeah, and I mean, Google search wise, maybe down the road, but I mean, it probably takes a while for your post to be ranking on Google enough to be searchable anyways.
Takes a little
Um,
bit. Yeah.
and then people like you and me with our Substack tutorial Substacks, we're mostly writing like how to do this on Substack. So we're probably ranking way better than someone who's, with just an average, like my homebody-ish one probably will never rank for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, same with my herbal one, which is
Yeah,
almost why I not it's not why I do it, it was actually my first Substack that I did, I didn't start as a coach, but, um, it's a good experience to do a real Substack in a sense because
yeah,
it's a little bit skewed when you're writing about Substack, like, I can't use how I
yeah.
do as Substack coach as an example as how you could do on Substack if you're writing about yoga or something like that, right? Like, it's
100%. Yeah,
totally different.
100%. I will say when I was writing Wildhood Wanted, though, that one, I had Google Analytics installed on that one just because I wanted to know. And it was really interesting what I was ranking for or like what people were searching that brought them to my posts. So I
Right,
wrote a post about House Hunters International because I was picked for it one time when I moved away, and that post got a lot of Google hits, probably because
yeah,
people want to know about house hunters.
yeah.
Um, so stuff like that, but not general essay writing. I don't think ranks for it.
Yeah, and your post URL is the most important thing if you're thinking about Google search. At least that's what SEO people have told me. And, so that's kind of like what is the first thing that the actual search engines consider over your headline is the actual
Really?
yes. So
Okay.
if you have because you have .substack.com, if you have, like, how to create a wordmark banner, .substack.com, it's how you're ranking for wordmark banner on Substack, right?
Okay.
Um, I use this example, I had a client who was writing about tinnitus, and her headline was, like, "My own personal symphony." She was kind of taking, like, a funny approach to it, but her URL was "living with tinnitus" because she doesn't wanna show up and search for symphony, she wants to
Yeah.
show up and search for tinnitus specifically, right?
Okay. I would have not known that the URL was first. I would have thought maybe the SEO description because I customize all my SEO
Yeah,
descriptions as
I
well.
do as well, but apparently the URL is most important, so you and it the annoying thing about Substack is it tends to cut off mid-sentence,
It
the
does.
thing,
And I've
so
written a post about customizing your
yeah,
URL because a lot of people don't know that you can do that.
yeah,
And so pick the most important words.
yeah, for
That's for
sure,
sure.
that's important, especially if you wanna show up for search. In
Mm,
Substack search, then it's your title, your
yeah,
headline. Yeah,
yeah. But SEO is the greater internet at large, and you probably want to be found by some strangers on the internet too.
yeah, for sure.
That's how we get new traffic, and that's how we get people into the Substack ecosystem.
Yeah,
Um, all right. Well, I guess we
yeah,
should probably wrap up soon.
yeah,
We got a lot of people on here today. That's great. So
yeah, thanks
hopefully you
everybody
all
for
got some
joining.
information.
Hopefully it was
And
helpful.
yeah, and come visit both of us on our Substacks. Adrienne and I are both Substack coachy techie type people, but we kind of have we're in the same lane but different lanes too. So Adrienne's Substack is Substack Coach Community, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And mine is Unstack Substack. So come visit us both and subscribe because we every week we're putting out how to Substack something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Um yeah, you're welcome for all your help and thanks for all the great questions and for showing up today.
Great. It was
All
great to
right.
see everybody, and thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for
Okay.
having
Well,
hosting
I
this.
think we should do this more regularly, Adrienne. So we'll talk
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
we'll chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Bye
good.
for
Okay.
now.
Happy Monday.